This is James Dutton for Round 8 Boxing. Delighted to join with Khaleel Majid. Khaleel, hi, mate.
Well, thanks, and yourself.
All good, thank you, mate. All good. First of all, let's just reflect back on the last fight. Alex Murphy, um, obviously a points win for yourself. How do you evaluate that fight now at this point, looking back on it?
Um, Obviously, I'm not happy with the performance. I know I'm a lot better than I showcased, but it's all part of the journey, I guess. I mean, look, he brought his A game, fair play to him, but I know I'm a lot better fighter than that. And come November 1st, God willing, I'll show again.
What did you learn from that? Obviously, you say there you feel like you could have done a lot better there. You know you're a better fighter than that, than what you showed on the night. What do you learn and what do you take away from that?
I can take away that, look, it's the first time I went 10 rounds. I had the energy to do the 10 rounds. I got the tank to do the 10 rounds. And when things weren't going my way in the fight, I just bit down on my gum shield and kept going.
Any adjustments from you and your team since that fight going into this next one?
Adjustment. I mean, there's always adjustment being made, always little tweaks here and there. That I can't go too much into detail, but as long as I'm improving, that's the main thing.
What did it feel like to get your arm raised that night, even though you feel like you didn't perform to your best? You still grinded out that win, obviously in front of a lot of people, a lot of eyes on you, and in a local derby, really.
It meant a lot. It meant a lot. I mean, I think I've said it post-fight interviews. The first time I've actually fought with emotion. I'm not really an emotional kind of person. I feel like that night, emotions took over.
How was that to deal with in the fight? If you've never felt that before, what was it like during the fight to feel that?
It's a bit different. It's a bit different. I can't explain how, but I just know going into that fight, there's a lot of not pressure, but just a lot of emotions, and I just knew I had to win to get back to the position I'm in today.
Why was it fighting on emotion? Was it the pressure to get to where you want to get to next? Was it the pressure of what you've been through beforehand outside of the ring? What was that? Where did the emotion stem from?
I'd say both. They both play a part. I mean, mostly the stuff where I was out the ring and I couldn't obviously perform, couldn't get to fight and stuff. But and I knew I had to win to keep on the big shows and keep moving forward.
Do you feel pressure because of that?
I wouldn't say pressure because look, we're in a pressurized sport, and I actually like and thrive on pressure. I just feel like I was just underwhelmed with emotion. If I'm honest with you.
We spoke before the fight, and I think you said that you were going to donate a portion of your purse to a hospice that looked after your mum. Is that right?
Correct, yeah.
Just talk to me about that. And was that part of the emotion as well, knowing that that was on not on the line, but knowing that you're doing that as well?
Well, I was actually going to do it at the start of the year, but fortunately, I didn't get paid enough to do it, so I couldn't do it. And this fight, I knew I was going to do it. Um, and for me to keep doing stuff like that, obviously, I don't want to go too much into detail. I've got to keep winning. It
Can I just ask what that hospice and what that place means to you personally?
means a lot. Um, yeah, it means a lot.
Talk about your next fight coming up. So you mentioned November 1st, another big fight for yourself. Um,
Correct.
another one local to yourself as well in Manchester on a big platform. David Ryan is the opponent on BoxRec. I'm assuming that's still up to date. A 6-on-1 fighter with his record there. Do you know much about him?
Truthfully, no. But look, all I can do is beat who's in front of me, and I've got to prepare for the best version of him, like of David Ryan.
How do you set your mindset and your mentality? Is it a case of once you find out the opponent? Is it once you start camp? For you, how does that setup start?
Um, I try. Listen, it's obviously it's hard, but you got to be focused at all times, whether you're fighting or not fighting. Because look, you can get the call. Like last time, for example, when I last fought in April, look, you got a fight in 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 4 5 weeks. Sorry, are you ready? And obviously, listen, I was ready, and it's the same kind of mentality, I guess. You have to be kind of professional all year round.
Do you watch much footage of your opponents, or is that not something that you do personally?
No, it's not something I do personally. I just focus on myself and be the best version of myself.
Does that relieve a bit of pressure for you, knowing as long as you perform to your best, you've done what you can do?
I mean, they say pressure. But boxing, you have to handle pressure if that makes sense. And I'm not trying to sound big headed here, but if you can't handle pressure, then it's very hard to perform on the big stages. Because listen, we know this game's like snakes and ladders. You got to keep winning to go up, and if you can lose, God forbid, you back down. So you have to handle pressure.
You said last time against Alex Murphy, you went in and you fought on emotion
Yeah.
because of you know where you want to get to next. Is it going to be like that now every fight you head into, especially on these big platforms? Do you feel the same way about this fight than you did Alex Murphy?
No, not so much. No, the reason was just what I've been through in my personal life outside the ring. I know things are getting back on track now, alhamdulillah. Um, I'm just focused on being the best boxer I can personally be myself.
Of course, you believe in yourself. The goal and ambition will be world titles. But for you, how soon do you feel it's a realistic target to get to that? Or is it still just like you say, it's a game of snakes and ladders? It's a case of keep winning one fight brick by brick.
It's very hard to answer because look, all I can do is perform and keep winning. I mean, whenever Frank gives me the opportunity, that's when I'll handle business. But for now, I can't overlook what's next. I mean, in the past, I made mistakes previously where I knew that the fight before the fight, and I've had a lackluster performance. So now I'm not interested in what's next or what's to come. My focus is on the gentleman I'm fighting November 1st, and we'll see what's after that.
You've obviously been through a lot of ups and downs through your career. Um, on the sort of mentality side of things, I suppose, as well. Like you said there, looking past opponents or things like that. What would you say has been the biggest change in your mentality from your first fight to now?
Truthfully, I think it was in the last year when I've been inactive on the sidelines. I feel like mentally I matured, and also physically, you could say. I know what I want now, and I know what I need to do to get to the point what I need to where I need to get to. Sorry.
In boxing, there's a lot of highs and a lot of lows that come with it. What's been your biggest high so far?
Uh, my biggest high, you'd have to say, I'm going to say the last fight. Before that would be obviously the Tom Farrell fight. That was like my biggest high because I felt like that was like my breakout. But things don't go to plan. I don't want to dwell on the past too much. But I'd say the last fight.
And just final last question from me, Khalil. Fast forward 10, 15 years, looking back, what do you want to be proud of? What do you want to leave your legacy as?
Someone who never gives up, someone who faces adversity, overcomes it, and most importantly, someone that can give back to the community. Like help the next crop, the next gen come through. That's very important, as well as being a champion. Obviously, always give back.
You say look at the next generation of fighters coming through. Would you look at moving into coaching? Is that an aspiration of yours?
At this particular time, no, but never say never.
Absolutely. Perfect. I'll leave it there. Thank you very much, mate. Appreciate your time as always.
Thank you for that, James. Thank you. Appreciate that.
It's any time. Thank you, mate.